Hi, Dr. Shook here. Today is March 4th, 2015, and I want to talk about something that's really, really important. I just posted a post to my blog, but I wanted to do a video on this because this is a topic that I think needs to be addressed. You need to know about food colorings, what you're eating, and what it can do to your body. So my blog post was titled, Food Colorings and What You Don't Know Can Make You Sick. And here's the thing. I don't know how many people know this, but when I started doing some research, I learned some things about food colorings that I did not know. And a lot of people, if you say, hey, do you think that artificial food colorings are good for you? Or do you think there's any problem with it? And a lot of people know that they have like this vague understanding that maybe there's something wrong with them, and that a few people will tell you that they think that they make kids hyperactive. And that's correct. They do, and they have been shown in the science and in the literature to make kids hyperactive. But did you know that 2 European countries have completely banned artificial food colorings? Did you also know that every one of the countries in the European Union require labeling warning that it's dangerous and harmful to your health? That is unbelievable. And what do we do here in the U.S.? We do nothing. We do nothing. We just use it in every single thing and continue to poison ourselves and our kids. Now here's the thing. The science, I mean, a whole country, 2 countries banned it. Think about that for a minute. I mean, the science on this stuff is so damning that it is unbelievable that we still allow it in our food supply and our kids to eat it. This is why people that come into my clinic and that I see are so damn sick. It's because no one is taking, our food supply is so screwed up that it's just running down and destroying our bodies. And what happens is people are getting sick and developing autoimmune conditions, which is one of the main things that I think is coming from the contamination of our bodies with these food colorings. Listen to some of the stuff. I'm just going to reference my notes here because there was so much research and I typed this up. I want to make sure I don't miss anything. So one great thing is that Nestle, which is one of the largest manufacturers of candy, they have made a commitment to remove it from all of their candy by the end of 2015. That's a big, big move. But do you know that let's see, who all did I find? Some of these big companies, Walmart, Coca-Cola, and Kraft in Britain don't use them at all. But yet it's okay to use them here in the U.S. Now this is completely a double standard, and it's whatever they can get away with. These companies like to use these cheap artificial colorings because they mix well, they're stable in the foods, and it's cheaper. So if they use a natural source, it's going to break down, and it's a little bit more difficult to use. But who cares? This is our health. But you see that money comes before our health. And when you start seeing this kind of pattern, it just completely disgusts me. Now, there is a world-renowned immunologist. This is a guy who studies how the immune system responds to things in our environment. His name is Aristo Vijadani. He is a PhD doctor. He has developed immune system testing. He is considered by many people and by me to be the #1 immunologist in the world. He's coming out with a book, When Your Food Turns Against You, but he's written several papers that a lot of his book content comes from. And he outlined a number of potential problems with food. And he understands how these environmental compounds, whether they be food colorings or plastics in our water or excipients, which are additives to our supplements, to foods themselves, how they can react and cause a negative reaction with our immune system, which drives autoimmunity in a lot of people. So here's one of the things, like ways in which they found to be harmful. Now, go to my blog. You can see it at drbrettshook.com. I posted it. You'll see it under food colorings, and you can find it pretty easily. But I list this stuff. But it's linked to hyperactivity in kids and attention deficit hyperactivity disorder, ADHD, caramel food coloring, which is used in all kinds of stuff. Do you know that it's in soft drinks, which is one of the most common things, that it's found to pose a cancer risk? But yet we still allow that in our food supply? I mean, why would countries ban this stuff and require, all of the European Union require labeling, warnings about it? One of the most scary things that I learned that I didn't know, I mean, I was kind of like a lot of people. I knew it was bad. I required all my patients to remove it from their diet, was this absolutely mind-blowing thing that the artificial food coloring, what it does is it binds to proteins in food. So what we consume and we get energy from are carbohydrates, fats, and proteins, okay? So protein, the artificial food coloring literally binds to it. When that gets into your body, see, your body creates these things called enzymes. Enzymes allow you to break down your food so you can use it for energy. When artificial food coloring binds with proteins, your body can't break it down. It's like this new compound that your body can't digest. It is unbelievably crazy that this stuff is in our food supply. I mean, it literally, I just don't get it. I mean, what other motivation can it be than money? I mean, when you talk about money, it's cost. You know, it's cost, it's profit, it's lobbying for these things to be in our food supply. It's complete garbage. I mean, it is complete garbage. It's my opinion. I'll say what I want to say about it. I've seen it affect people. So, for one thing, you can't digest this stuff. So it gets into your body, and then it creates inflammation within your digestive tract. I can't tell you how many patients I treat with irritable bowel syndrome, ulcerative colitis, Crohn's disease, and how many patients that I treat that don't have those diagnoses, but they have autoimmune Hashimoto thyroiditis or psoriasis, or they have multiple sclerosis, or they have any autoimmune condition. There's a gut component in the majority of those cases. What this stuff does is it creates this massive inflammation in the gut, and it can lead to leaky gut or intestinal hyperpermeability, where it becomes porous, and proteins and things leak into the bloodstream, and it drives an autoimmune process. The other crazy, and I say this, you know, I say this because there's no other way to say it, and it's absurd, it is crazy, it is ridiculous, is that food coloring also connects to, and binds to human tissue. This was one of the most alarming things that I read. So, you know, you ever seen a kid eat, or you've done it, you've eaten something that has food coloring in it, like one of those snow cones, right? You know, it makes their tongue blue and the entire mouth and lips are blue, and you try to wipe it off, and you might get some off, but it doesn't come off. It just doesn't come off, right? It stays blue, and it stays that way for a while. It can be a day or two. And so here's the thing. The food coloring binds to the human tissue. In colons, when they've done autopsies and removed colons, the entire colon has been a different color because the food coloring literally bound to it. Guess what they found with this stuff? When artificial food coloring binds with human tissue, your immune system no longer recognizes your own tissue as being part of your body. That is one of the most disturbing things that I learned when I studied artificial food coloring. Because let me tell you what autoimmunity is. It's when your body no longer recognizes that a tissue of your body is indeed your own tissue. So your body loses self-awareness that, for example, with rheumatoid arthritis, that your cartilage is part of your body and it shouldn't be attacking it. But your immune system attacks it and destroys it. We are learning right here that artificial food coloring binds to your tissues, and that your body no longer, in a lot of cases, will lose this self-awareness. This is unbelievable. Get it out of your diets. Every patient of mine removes it from their diet. Every single patient, or I don't take you as a patient. I mean, you either comply with my dietary recommendations and things that I guide you on, or I can't help you. And I mean, I say that because it is what it is. I mean, you've got to do what you got to do to get better. And that means sacrificing who you are today for who you want to be tomorrow. If you can't get past your food, and you can't move on, then you can't be helped. And I mean, that's the straight up answer. And if anyone tells you different, they're not being honest with you. So, you know, we know it causes allergic reactions. We know that it can break down in what they call oral tolerance, which oral tolerance is a whole nother presentation I could give on that. But basically, your immune system can attack itself. Get this stuff out of your diet. I just, you know, you got to get it out of your diet to be healthy. Anything artificial. Artificial sweeteners, get it out. I'm going to do a whole nother video on artificial sweeteners, because these things are hidden everywhere. You've got to look for artificial food colorings, by the way, in things like salad dressings, of all things. Things you would never, ever imagine to have food colorings in them. You have to read the labels of every single thing you put in your body. Cough drops this time of year, everything has food coloring in it. Artificial. Get it out of your diet. Read every single label. Be your own advocate. Take control of your life. Get yourself better. You can do it. You can do it. There's information out there. There's people like me that can help you if you need assistance. You can do it. I hope you found this informative. I'm just really in disbelief and I want to share it with everyone because I think it's that important of a topic. Hope you have a wonderful day. Hope you learn something useful that can help you change your life. And I look forward to publishing some other videos so that you can find something else that could potentially change your health. Thanks.